overheard two of my coworkers who are both male, white men, and they make at least $80K a year.
Yeah, their company objectives have been met. Their project management, as a matter of fact, they were doing so well that I just asked them and asked their boss to ask them to help out because they were running late and over budget. This wasn't their primary job.
They sent you to do the song and dance.
All rise. The Honorable Judge Porter is presiding. Court is now in session.
Good morning, everyone. Please be seated. We're here for case number 4770, Yvonne Carter versus Kingston and Lowe Consulting. Ms. Carter, can you come up, please? Do we have a representative from Kingston's and Lowe?
Yes, sir. Mike Kensington.
I'm sorry, what's your name, sir?
Mike Kensington for Kingston and Lowe.
Okay. All right. Ms. Carter, ma'am,
Yes.
it shows that you're suing Kingston and Lowe, something about there's a discrepancy in pay.
Yes.
What's going on with that?
So pretty much I work crazy hours. I come in about 7:30 a.m. I leave
What do you
around
do for
8
this
p.m.
company, ma'am? if I may
I
ask?
am a project manager for the
Project
company.
manager. Okay, please continue.
And I work Monday through Saturday, and I work these at least like 45 to 50 hour, maybe even plus weeks. And I am just burnt out. And then I overheard two of my coworkers who are both male, white men, and they make at least $80K a year. And I'm like, I'm not seeing any of those numbers. I
Are
think
they
it's just
project
unfair.
managers like yourself?
Yes. And I've been
Okay.
with the company for about 3 years. And there's been no type of progression, no type of advancement in my role. And I just feel like it's not fair.
Okay. So why do you think that they're paying you less?
Well, I am clearly African American.
Well, you're saying, wait a minute, before we get to that, you say they make or you make 80,000?
They make 80,000.
How much do you make?
I'd be lucky if I hit 65K.
Okay, so you make 65 and these two gentlemen that you overheard in this conversation make 80.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys do the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
Sir, Mr. What was it again? I'm sorry?
Kensington.
Kensington.
Yes, sir.
I'm sorry, let me write that down. Mr. Kensington, sir, what's your position at Kingston and Law?
I'm Director of Human Resources.
Okay. Do you know this young lady?
Yes, sir.
Have you heard the allegation before at your company that she's made?
I haven't heard these allegations from her directly. I wish, in retrospect, she would have came to us.
Okay, so basically what she's saying is that there are people who work the same position as her who make more money than her. So to make this easy, can you guys give her the same paycheck? And
Okay, first, that it would be that easy, wouldn't it? First of all, let me say first of all that at Kingston and Lowe, we unequivocally never discriminate against anyone based on race, creed, or sexual orientation, anything of that nature. We're strictly based on merit and experience. So that's what we have. We have what we call pay grades, and there's scales of pay grades based on those experiences and based on performance and what we call merit.
Okay.
So
how do you judge merit?
Okay, so in Ms. Carter's case, who we value as a good employee, I've looked in her file, she has done many projects that have been successful for the company. However, there have been other projects that have been running way late and way over budget, and that's a merit situation. So the pay is based on your performances. So every year you get an annual review and you have objectives, company objectives that you have to meet, and that's how your pay is based on. And our pay grade scale is also in place so that we don't have someone who's at a lower level who can make more than their boss. So there's pay grades within those levels.
Okay.
So you don't want to have a clerk making 50K and the boss of that clerk making 40K.
Okay.
So that there are levels, salary levels.
Are you familiar with the two gentlemen that she's referring to in this part of the conversation?
Vaguely, I am, but they're also high performers. If you look at their performances, and I don't like to point out specifics, but there was a major project, the Equinix project, that Ms. Carter was working on that was well over budget and was 3 months late, and we had some egg on our face related to that. So these, based on strict performances, I don't believe Ms. Carter has a valid concern. And if she did, I wish she would have come to us to discuss it rather than come to you, Your Honor, and come to court.
Are you familiar with this project that he just talked about? What happened with that project?
The reason why I am very late is because I'm picking up the slack of our team. It's about 5 of us, okay? 2 of which who are remote and I don't really contact with them as much, but the other 3 of us, me and the 2 gentlemen, they don't do their job, okay? So I'm picking up the slack, I'm working crazy hours, and I'm tired. And for him to get up here and say that, oh, she's late.
Did you, this project that he referred to, these 2 gentlemen, did they help you with that project? Were they on that project with you as well?
Not anything that was helpful. And I have sent HR several emails for the past, I want to say 3 or 4 months now. He goes back, oh, well, do your best. You know, keep trying. And
The case explodes when HR story clashes with Carter's account. U.S. law allows pay differences, but race cannot be the reason.
These 2 gentlemen.
Can HR explain the gap? Viewers may feel the tension.
You're saying that their merit is at par with what's expected from the company?
Yeah, their company objectives have been met. Their project management, as a matter of fact, they were doing so well that I just asked them and asked their boss to ask them to help out because they were running late and over budget. This wasn't their primary job.
Wait a minute. I'm confused.
Me too.
Wait a minute. Weren't they already, if I misheard, if I didn't hear you correctly, ma'am, they were working with you on the project.
Yes.
They weren't brought in. They were already
No,
part
we're
of
all working together.
That's not true. That's not true.
No, you're lies. We're all working together.
Okay, here's the thing. Okay.
Let's not get into accusations. Let's stick to the
It
facts
feels like
here.
a group project.
Hold
in
on,
high
hold on,
school,
hold on.
Okay?
Mr. Kingston.
I'm doing all the work per usual.
Here's the thing, though. If you're the head of HR, is it safe to say that you would not know how the project is put together because that's not your responsibility? I would be safe in saying that, correct?
When you put it like that, that's correct.
So if someone comes to you and says, well, this project came together because of this,
right,
you're taking that person's word over the person who's actually doing the project.
When someone comes to me as a director, we get back to the people who are actually doing the work and find out the information. We don't want to make uninformed or misinformed decisions. So when they came to me about the situation,
Who was they?
When the department that she works for came to us about the situation, I looked into all the people involved in the projects.
Okay.
So her performance on this high-end, multi-million-dollar IT project was well over budget and was also very late, and it was very costly to the company. So I'm responsible to report back to the president and also take the heat, really, for issues of
this project is where I'm at a loss at is why is she being held? It seems to me like she's being held solely responsible for that project, even though it also seems to me that there were other people involved.
Yeah.
Well, there's always others.
So my question is, how come everybody didn't get a questionable review, performance review, when it was multiple people and it was only her? That's where I'm lost at.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's speaking like how he talks in his emails. Very vague, very on the surface.
Ma'am, we're gonna get to that. But you see what I'm saying?
I
I
understand what you're
understand
saying.
that it was a big project, multi-million-dollar project. Multiple project managers were involved. But the only person I'm hearing that had a questionable performance review was her.
The African American.
That's what I'm trying to get.
There's always a lead. There's always a lead, the person responsible for the project. You may have other people working on your team, but you're the one in charge of the overall project. You're the one that has the deliverables.
Exactly.
You're the one that's preparing the projects.
And you're not explaining why my pay is less. Look at all those things you just named. And I do all of that. All that stuff that have our names on it, I do all of that.
You do all of that,
Where is
but
my money?
you underperformed on a very big project. I'm
Oh
not saying
my
you didn't do that.
God.
There's underperformance based on that.
But I'm starting to see the crystal ball a little bit clearer now. If she is head of this project, okay, she's the head of the project.
She's responsible for the
She's
project.
responsible.
100%, yeah.
Project manager, she's responsible.
Right. There may be other people that are with her.
Judge Porter spots a brutal contradiction. Carter leads a multi-million-dollar project, yet earns Kins K less. Under U.S. law, a pay gap needs a lawful explanation. Can HR prove one?
You said, correct me if I'm wrong or not, you said that you have a scale and you don't want a scale where people aren't making more than their bosses. So if she's the boss of the project, why is she making $15,000 less than other people? She's the lead of the project. She's not the head of the whole project management team. On this particular project, she's the lead on that. Remember, she came in with less experience. Yeah.
We based pay scale.
But her experience must have been worth something because you made her in charge of the project.
Right.
First of all, I didn't make her in charge of the project.
Someone made her in charge of the project.
Okay, but remember, her experience, her merit, her time in, her technical skills are...
Sir, apparently she must have had the experience because they put her in charge of a multi-million-dollar project.
I don't disagree that she came in. Remember, when you post a job looking for a project manager that has some experience, you hire them, but you hire them based on their previous experience and their technical knowledge.
And I've been here and I have committed 3 years to this company.
And there's the other thing. What you just said, when you hire somebody, you expect, I got that. But she didn't come off the street. She worked for your company. You guys put her in charge of a project. So apparently she had the experience to lead the project.
Well, that's how you get a job. When you interview for a job, you have to have experience.
But sir, we're not talking about interviewing for the job. We're talking about an actual project. She was there for 3 years. She didn't show up to your job one day. You guys said, okay, here, we need you to handle this.
Yes, absolutely.
You guys had a project.
3 years is not a lot of time.
And you said
her bosses decided that she had enough experience to give her a chance to go ahead and head this project.
To give me a chance. God bless you.
Hold on.
Oh my God.
I'm not also denying.
Hey, hold on. I can't have you guys over talking each other, please. Okay?
Can I
and you sure as hell not going to over talk me.
No, sir.
Here's what I'm saying. If she was at your company for 3 years, okay, and she was a project manager, somebody in the company said, you know what? I think that she's the person for this project.
Correct.
We're going to also put other people, other project managers with this project. She's going to run lead, okay? But what she's saying is, I had the experience or they wouldn't have put me in charge of this project. So that argument is out the window, okay?
No, I disagree with you.
Okay, you disagree with me.
We got to take a step back, sir. We post a job for a project manager at a set salary based on experience and that kind. So we hire this person. We hire Miss Carter.
So
correct?
hold on, wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that you hired her to do a project that you knew was going to last longer than 3 years?
No, we didn't hire her to do a project. We hired her to be a project manager. One of her projects happened to be this Equinix project. We didn't hire specifically.
When did this other project exist?
Well, we don't, in HR, we don't determine how projects come up. That's done by the project lead team. Okay. Her boss.
He's not here day to day. He don't know what he's talking about. Okay. So for every project, we get about 6 to 8 weeks. He's claiming that I'm months behind because I am carrying the weight of my team. I just feel like it is just unfair. And
unfair? You know what's unfair? I'm going to tell you what's unfair. I don't even know why you're here. I'll be honest. I don't know why you're here. Because
I was asked to be here.
Because you do human resources. Mm-hmm. The problem at hand, the people who can tell me about this project, the ins and outs, they're not here. They sent you. Okay,
because it's a salary base.
It's a salary issue.
She's claiming discrimination. That's an HR situation.
That is right.
And we're very DEI oriented in our company.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem. They sent a person who cannot answer why this woman is being treated differently. Mm-hmm. They sent you to do the song and dance. Mm-hmm. But as far as telling me why this woman is making $65,000 running a multi-million-dollar project, have people under her who make more money than her, okay? And then I got you saying, well, it's because of her experience. That can't be the proper answer because she's in charge.
Okay, first of all, they're not under her. The project manager, there is a lead on her whole department.
Who did you say was the lead of the project?
I'm sorry?
Who did you say was the lead of this project?
No, she was appointed. My understanding was she was appointed the lead.
I didn't hear you.
of this
Who was the
project.
lead? I didn't hear
Ms.
you.
Carter was appointed the
Thank
lead of this
you.
project.
Exactly.
The
That's not a
courtroom
question here.
turns savage
To say
as
that she
HR leans
has
on
people
merit and
reporting
signed
to her
contracts.
Is incorrect.
But a
If
contract
she's the
doesn't
lead,
erase
then she's
Title
the boss
VII.
of the project.
If performance is the defense, where's the proof? Viewers may feel fired up.
You're doing the song and dance. You're doing the song and dance right
I
now.
don't think I'm
You're
doing
doing
the
the song and dance.
No, sir.
This is
You're
getting
doing
out
the
of
song
hand.
and dance.
This is merit
Wow.
based. Everything is merit based.
Merit based.
That's correct.
So
Merit
why
based
are
and
one of the
pay
guys who
scale
making
based.
80,000? Why aren't they in charge if it's merit based?
Well, she did sign a contract for her salary and never came back to ask about getting more money and getting raises. Number one. Number two, the people who worked on her team were hired at a different salary based on their experience when they hired on with the company.
Okay.
She never came back to HR or
So
anybody to ask for more
I
money.
was
She
unaware of
agreed
the pay
to
gap
our
until a couple
contract.
of weeks ago.
ma'am.
You
Hold on,
agreed,
hold on.
She agreed to the contract and signed the contract for her salary range based on her incoming experience and her merit.
When she signed this contract, was this at the beginning or was this like maybe a year or 2 years later?
No, when you hire on in the beginning, yes, sir. In the beginning,
And
you hire
so,
on.
and the other two guys, when they signed on, it was
They
also...
were hired at a higher salary, at a 65K salary, based on what they brought to the table. Remember that this is not uncommon.
What did they bring to the table?
This is not uncommon. When you go,
What did they bring to the table, sir?
Being white.
Ma'am.
no.
Come on.
Okay,
now.
I object. Your Honor, I object to that. That is offensive. And as a
Offensive?
company,
Why do you think
as
I'm
a
here?
company, we
Are you
do not.
serious?
Ma'am, please. What did they bring to the table, sir?
Okay, when any job that's posted, you ask for certain experiences and certain.
I'm not talking about any job.
Okay,
I'm
these
talking
particular-
about
they
Kingston
had more
and Lowe.
project management experience, and
So when they came to your company,
when they were hired by my
When they
company,
were hired by your
they
company,
went through an
they had
interview
more
process like Ms.
experience.
Carter did, correct? I'm HR.
Okay.
You come in, we post a job.
Okay.
Project management, here's our requirements. We're asking for 5 years of previous experience, large scale budgets, ability to coordinate installations and things like that. So we have all these requirements based on a job, and then we interview somebody.
Okay.
And we hire them based on what they bring in, and that's what their salary is based on. These previous
So when they come in, anyone comes in, the salary is based on prior experience, prior to being with the company. That's what
That's
you're saying.
correct. What their experiences have been with other companies, and do they fit the need, our technical needs that we're asking for, and the salary is commensurate with that.
And that's great. Here's my problem though. They came in with all this experience, all this knowledge, all this merit, all this stuff. They signed, they got paid $15,000 more than what she did when she first came in. Great, got it, understand it. But if they were so good, why did they put her in charge of this project as the lead?
Again, you're talking.
I don't know because I work in HR.
No, hold
I
on.
got it. Yeah.
I get it, but just being somebody who's been in the workforce. I've been in HR my whole life. The workforce, there are leaders and specific teams. In this case, the IT team, their leaders decided, hey, we have a new employee. She's relatively new.
She's not new. She's been there for 3 years.
3 years. I understand that, but she's done other projects and she's earned a spot to take a crack at this big project.
Take a
Which
crack.
didn't happen.
Wow.
Let me tell you something. I don't know if I'm going to give you a brief history of myself. Police officer, Mango Park Police
Yes, sir.
Department.
Captain.
When we do detective work, we don't just give the case to any detective. You know who we give it to? The best qualified, because we want the job done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody else, they can learn from that guy. And then when that moment comes, okay, we think you're best qualified for this. She appears to be the best qualified for this project. That's why you guys made her the lead.
I can't speak to why she's
Because you're not the proper person that
Well,
should
I am
be
the
staying
proper
at the
person
podium.
for the accusations that she already made about,
And I'm with- I'm
discrimination.
with
and
Well,
about,
I don't
about
know.
saying that because they were
I
white, that's why they were
don't
hired.
know, sir.
We have a multi-ethnic company.
Sir,
Lie.
I don't know if race played an issue. I can't say that she didn't prove that, but what she did prove is I am more qualified than the two guys who were talking and they were making $80,000 because I'm doing the work and they're not. Why are they getting paid more than I am? She made that point.
Yeah.
You can't argue against that one. So that discrepancy of $15,000 that she's asking for, give her money. I'm ruling in her favor. If you guys don't want her to be the lead on projects, if you think that her merit isn't qualified, don't give her the job. It's that simple.
Yeah.
You guys brought in people who had more experience. Those are your words. Let them do it. And she can learn from them. That way, she can learn, become more valuable, and it doesn't cost you guys $15,000. But you're going to pay her money. Okay? This court is adjourned.
Needless to say,
The courtroom turns savage as HR leans on merit and signed contracts. But a contract doesn't erase Title VII. If performance is the defense, where's the proof? Viewers may feel fired up.
Because everything else had no merit whatsoever, especially playing the race card. So I'm really disappointed in Judge Porter in this one.
I am just so grateful and appreciative of Judge Porter for hearing me out and not discriminating against me like I was at my company and making me feel well compensated for what I feel I deserve.